is to be the grand finale of The Perfect Day. Now, since I have the floor, I can't pass up the opportunity to say a few things about this lovely couple. Don't you sit down, you get up here. Some of you know Matt as the home genius. Some of you know him as the boat genius or Captain Matt. Of course, Barbara and I know him as our firstborn. As a young child, Matt always seemed to be sick with asthma or some other medical mystery and was blessed with very low-level athletic skills. Interaction with other kids sometimes resulted in requests from parents for us to tell Matt to quit biting their children or pulling their hair out. Mr. Matt, your mother and I actually wondered if we really should have more children. Fortunately, we did, or you would not have had a brother to serve as your best man today. Matt's favorite movie is Rudy, who was also a low-level athlete that somehow makes the Notre Dame football team. Emily tells me Matt still tears up during the movie. Rudy has his big moment when he actually gets in a game for one play and sacks the quarterback. I have to tell you that Matt has had his share of Rudy moments. His mother and I, as well as other parents, watched in disbelief when he hit a sacrifice fly at a rare moment at bat to push the winning run across the plate in his Little League championship game. I think everyone on the team had to take at least one turn at bat, and Matt, our little Rudy, got his only hit of the season to win the game. Instead of pursuing some non-athletic endeavor like the debate team, hockey became Matt's sport of choice. We saw another Rudy moment when Matt had to play a regular shift on defense in a big high school game because several other defensive players got booted from the team for burning up another high school's homecoming float. I do admit that we were quite relieved that Matt was not responsible for the fire. Relieved and somewhat surprised. Matt made the most out of this opportunity. The other team did not score a single goal, and Matt became a regular starter on defense. Somehow, a great hockey player emerged from our sickly, non-athletic little boy. So fast forward to today. Matt has started several successful businesses, and Emily often sees Matt work 7 days a week. I'm actually working for Matt on a regular basis at little or no compensation. These are things that I thought could never happen during my lifetime. Matt, your mother and I are very proud of you and what you have accomplished. We often hear from Matt's clients just how much they enjoy working with him. But your mother and I have to say, marrying Emily is your finest Rudy moment. Not yet. Now some comments about the beautiful bride. Emily Hiller, formerly Emily Sink. One piece of important background information here. When Matt moved from Chicago to Florida a couple years ago, he took up residence on the second floor of our Florida home. After a long year living with us, his exit strategy was not exactly clear. Our sweet Maddie then began to spend time away from our home, sometimes days at a time, with some girl named Emily. Before we even met Emily, we really liked the girl. We loved her. Emily and her southern charm is a welcome addition to our family. We are learning a new language, pieces at a time, with a couple of our favorites being, bless him. Nobody can say it like Emily. And what the world? One thing we know for sure, Emily is sweet as pie and pretty as a peach. We also know sweet Emily is a team player. I recently asked her if she was going to change her last name from Sink to Hiller. Of course, she replied. Matt certainly couldn't have anyone named Sink helping him in the boat business. And Spanish-speaking customers deal with Emily as she is fluent in Spanish, a real plus for Matt, as his Spanish is not so good. And when you hear this southern girl break out into Spanish, it freaks you out, I gotta tell you. In our eyes, Emily now has to be included on the list of women who have changed the world. She has taken Matt for her husband, and we're forever grateful. She has brought such a positive influence to Matt's life. Barbara and I often comment that we've never seen Matt so happy. It's no secret that I really like weddings, so you can imagine just how ecstatic we were when we got invited to this one. You might even say we're as happy as a dead pig in the sun. Now, I don't know what the hell that means, but I've heard her say that, so that must be good. One of my favorite wedding quotes is that when your children find true love, parents find true joy. Thank you, Matt and Emily, for giving your parents true joy. So, please raise your glasses and join me in wishing them much happiness in their marriage and a bright future where all of their dreams come true. Cheers. All right, we're moving on to Christian Brock, our matron of honor. Let's welcome her with a round of applause because we know that this is going to be so good, isn't it?
It's going to be perfect.
It's going to be perfect.
Perfect. So perfect that I'm going to read it from my phone if that's okay. I'm an elementary school principal, 400 students. You'd think I would be used to talking to people, but no, not really, not here. Hi, y'all. I'm from Georgia. And I'm not the bride, nor am I her sister in blood, but I'm her sister. I'm not supposed to cry. I'm not going to cry. So when Emily first asked me to do this, be the matron of honor, she said, I thought, you're joking, right? Emily, are you serious? I did. It was over dinner, and I really thought it was a joke. Why in the world? I'm old, Emily. This is not appropriate. She said, who else would I ask? You're my sister. She may have called me a skank. I'm not sure. That's common. So how could I say no to that, right? It wasn't until the next day that she mentioned having to do this whole toast at the wedding thing, and I'd already said yes. There was no backing out at that point. So while we aren't blood sisters, we're sisters just the same. Her logic behind choosing me got me thinking back to 22, 23 almost years ago. She was a baby, and she welcomed me into the family. And I'm an only child. I've never had siblings, never been around children really, just born, raised in the middle of a pasture in Georgia, no children to play with, and then welcomed into the Sink family, the Brock family, and I got an instant sister. And Eric was not very impressed with her at the time. He wouldn't play Barbies or braid her hair. He decapitated most of them, I think, backed over them in his car. So she would bribe me to play with her, to fix her hair and to play the dolls with her. And vanilla bean ice cream with the magic shell chocolate was my favorite. So she would knock on the door, bring me a bowl, and that was her way in. So I loved it. I was a Barbie freak. I had an instant sister. Had someone to go on shopping trips with. I had someone to get the double doozies at the mall with. I had someone to go places with that I could kind of call my own, my little sister. And it was a great time. She was fiercely independent when she was little. And that was something that I had never known, being around other children. I was not. I was always in my shell. So I was very impressed with that. Fiercely independent. She kept me constantly entertained with stories. Girl can add some details to some stories. If you've never spoken with Emily a lot, she's, gift of gab. But she made me so proud because she was such an independent young lady. And when she moved so far away, she continued to show that independence. And what a strong person she is. So she called one day to tell me that she had met a guy, someone, wouldn't say his name, but he might be the one. She wasn't sure yet. But she kept telling us a little more and more about this Matt. She finally mentioned his name. And I couldn't wait to meet him. It's this person who made Emily so happy. So Matt is a perfect fit for Emily. Perfect fit. And your speeches today reinforce everything that I had already written on the phone that I'm trying my best not to read and just say from my heart. But the sass is strong in Emily, very sassy, Southern girl. And Matt finds that way to balance that relationship out with his own little touch of wit and sarcasm. It's perfect. They really do complete each other. So today, our family grows a little more. Tom and Barbara, and Chris and Kristen. Thank you for welcoming Emily into our beautiful family. And here's to Emily and Matt. Cheers.